The pranayama that we'll be practicing today is called Samavrtti. In Mr. Iyengar's book, Light on Pranayama, he defines the word sama as equal or identical. And then he defines the word vritti as an action, a movement, or a method. And so when we put these two words together to form Samavrtti, he defines it as an attempt to make all four parts of the breath equal. And so then we need to define what the four parts of the breath are. And so that would be your inhale, the transition between the inhale and the exhale, and then the transition between the exhale and the inhale. So since this is the first time that we're practicing this together, we're going to take the very first step in working toward the full kind of development of this pranayama. And so wherever you're at, check in with your posture. Make sure you're sitting in a way that feels really strong and supported. Notice if you have any excessive tension in your belly or in your throat or in your tongue. Maybe even check the space in between your eyebrows to make sure that the brow can be broad. And then initially, you can choose to have your eyes open or closed. I really like having my eyes closed for pranayama practice, at least as I kind of get into it. I'm a very visual person, and so taking that sense organ away can be helpful for me to focus in and make sure that I'm really attuning to my breath. And so whether your eyes are open or closed, just start to bring some attention to your breath. Right? Notice your inhale, how that feels. Notice your exhale and how that feels. And then start to count. And so I tend to like counts of 4. Exhale. I'm going to give whichever part of that is shorter, let's say it's my exhale, a 4 count. So I'm inhaling and I'm counting 4, 3, 2, 1 for my exhale. And take a few rounds of breath to really get a nice rhythm for that count. Let's all use 4 counts for today. For the shorter cycle of your breath, whether that's the inhale, the exhale, doesn't matter. That's going to be individual to you. But as you identify, oh, my exhale feels a little bit shorter, or oh, my inhale feels a little bit shorter, kind of start just counting that part of your breath as a 4 count. And as that becomes really clear, we're going to then match the other part of your breath, whether it's the inhale or the exhale, also to that same rhythmic 4 count. And the idea here is that we're not asking the body to do something more aggressive by lengthening the breath to match the longer part of your exhale. We're trying to get the body to bring your breath cycle into equal measure in the easiest way possible. And so now, as you pull your inhale and your exhale each into a 4 count, just kind of see how that feels. Don't worry about the transitions between the two right now. Just try to make them pretty smooth. And so you're inhaling for 4, and then exhaling for 4. And I'm not going to count this for you because everybody has a slightly different rate of breathing, and it would be unhelpful if you were to strain in order to match my counts or to speed up to match my counts. And so just keep going back to your breath. 4 counts in, 4 counts out. And we're going to do this for about 5 more minutes. And as you breathe 4 counts in, 4 counts out, if you start to notice that, you might need a little bit more time, you are welcome to lengthen, as long as you lengthen the counts symmetrically, right? So you're not speeding up the 4 counts for your inhale and then slowing them down for your exhale, or trying to keep almost a metronome-like effect for your breathing. But it is very possible that as you focus on the breath and as your body starts to habituate to this, that the breath naturally can extend. So 4 counts in, 4 counts out. Take a moment to check in with your posture. Notice if you've slouched down a little bit. Come back to more of an upright seat where your head is over your pelvis. And then take awareness back into the breath, again counting 4 in and 4 out. And then take a moment to check in if there is tension arising between the eyebrows or in the tongue. If you're a jaw clencher, see if the jaw can relax a little bit. If you feel like you're breathing a lot with the muscles in your neck, see if that can let go bit by bit. Your diaphragm is an amazing muscle that, when positioned and allowed to work really properly, is an amazing tool to help you not only breathe, but also to help the nervous system calm down and regulate. So 4 counts in, 4 counts out. If at any point in time you need a break from the counting, whether it's increasing some anxious energy or you just need to let it go to refocus, you're always welcome to do that. So you might take a few just natural breaths if needed, right? If not, keep going with the 4 count in, 4 count out. But if you need a break, take that. And then when you feel ready, coming back into a really nice and gentle 4 count inhale, exhale. You have just about a minute left. So as you come upon your last 4-count exhale, allow that to be the end of the counting. And come back to an everyday breath, one that isn't manipulated. Of course, just by watching the breath, it'll be a little different than a breath that you might have when you're working on the computer or going through a different task. But as you come back to an unmanipulated breath, maybe take a moment to notice how the mind feels and how the body feels. Right? The mind and the body are beautifully interconnected, and we can often utilize different parts to have a global effect on ourselves. Breathing is one way. Meditation through kind of attention can be another way. Movement is another way. And these are all different limbs of the yogic practice, which is why the yogic practice is so kind of beautifully comprehensive. At the end of a pranayama practice, some like to do a little shavasana for 5 or 10 minutes. If that's something that you're interested in, there is a video on the channel that you can push play and it'll talk you through the shavasana so that you don't need a timer. If you don't have space for shavasana or you don't have time, then that's your practice for today, the breathing practice, something that you can do anywhere, in an office, on an airplane, at home. All you need to do is take a seat, focus on your breath, and breathe. Thank you for your practice. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe. Namaste.